Okay, in the last video, we learned how to format our Works Cited page. You see now that Works Cited is centered at the top. My entries are alphabetical. New entries come to the margin, and then they get indented. I have 4 entries. They're in alphabetical order. I am good to go. The other thing we need to review now is how to do your parenthetical citation, how to actually note within your paper which of these sources you used for which information. So, when there is a simple situation, like you have an author's last name and first name, and this is true most of the time, your parenthetical citation is pretty easy. So if we scroll all the way up here, sorry, that was fast. I might have made you dizzy. Okay. So if I use a quote anywhere in my sentence, then I will include a citation at the end of that sentence, before, just like that. Okay, so if it's the author's last name and it's an online source, which I believe is all any of my students are using this time, then all I need is the author's last name. It's important to note that the period goes after, right here, see, after the parentheses. Okay, so the sentence ends, there's a space, open parentheses, author's last name, close parentheses, period. However, sometimes there is not an author. For instance, in this second source here, ending the era of harmful Indian mascots, there wasn't an author available for this source. So how do I cite it? What I need to do is take a key word or words from the title, and I have to punctuate it the same way the title is punctuated. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to choose the word ending because it's going to very clearly direct my reader to the correct place on my Works Cited page. But because this title is in quotation marks, then ending needs to be in quotation marks too when I use it in a parenthetical citation. So here's your example here. I need to cite, and ending goes just like that in quotation marks, in parentheses, period. Finally, this is fairly unusual, but I know that some of you are going to run into this. You sometimes have more than one source by the same author. So here I've given you an example of that. 2 separate articles in the Washington Post written by the same author, Sari Horowitz. So in this case, I'm going to use her last name, Horowitz, and a keyword like I did up here. So, once again, my examples. Here we go. A citation at the end of the sentence here says Horowitz, my author, comma, and then which article it was. In this case, I took the keyword suicide and put it in quotation marks because the original article title was in quotation marks. The other article would be cited this way. Same thing, author's last name, comma, and a keyword from the other article title, Hard Lives.